Gary here, Crazy Cluckers Farm. I'm down at the old dry creek, which is behind our house. And getting some new subscribers lately, and some people may not know, but I mean, this is, when I say behind our house, I'm talking about 100 foot or so behind our house. So I just wanted to mention a few things. I mean, for one thing, it's, the downside to having a creek this close to your house, of course, is flooding. But our house is, I don't know how high. It's up higher, way higher than this creek. But the water has got, at one time, it was a really bad flood, and the water got within 10 feet of our house. And it was kind of a rare event. They called it a 500-year flood. But anyway, so I just kind of wanted to show you some stuff. I mean, it's a great asset to have a creek like this. I mean, you look at here, this is a lot of real fine gravel that can be used for a lot of things, or we've even used it for chicken grit in a pinch, for little chicks, kind of a natural thing, not perfect. And you also get creek like this, you get some trash in it, like that right there. I don't know what that is. This comes from up the way. There's houses. This thing goes up pretty good ways, and there's houses that crosses the road one time, and all of that. But it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat to come down here and find stuff, and that's what I'm going to show you here in a minute. But Luann and I are going to, one of these times we have another creek. I'm kind of looking down at the ground as I'm walking, because you never know what you might find. I have found an arrow point where this dry creek lets out. There's I guess a regular creek, not exactly navigable, and but there is a creek down here. I just kind of referred to it as Crazy Cluckers Creek, and but anyway, that creek there, I found an Indian point down there, and that's not to say I can't find one up here, but I haven't yet. I got right there. I find a lot of bricks and blocks. So I'm always looking, especially there's another brick right there. Square things catches my eye, seems like, more than anything, because things like that are handy. And you're talking, I mean, the house is just right there. So here's my pallet stack. Anyway, so let me just take you up to the house there, and I'll show you a couple things that I found. All right, we'll see you then. All right, so here's one thing we found that was interesting. I'm not sure the best view to show this, but you probably figured out already. It's an old headstone with what we think is a little girl named Magy. And the bottom part is just, your guess is as good as mine. I can't tell. This is like a serif off of a letter. Like, see, here's a W. This is probably an A and a T, and they have serifs, they call them. And it looks like this is maybe possibly another A. I don't know. And this could be a serif, but unless I find the other part of this, I guess we'll never know. There's nothing on the back. I guess it's limestone. It's an old limestone tombstone, but I think it's for a little girl, sadly. So that means it came down that creek, and that dry creek, and that dry creek goes probably, I don't know, a mile or two up beyond us, and just kind of, turns into nothing. And so some point between there and here, there must be a little cemetery, and it got washed out or something. hard telling for sure. That's just my guess. So here's another thing, and I think that this was a fossil I found in the creek. The tombstone, I found this a couple of months ago. This I found 2 years ago or so, and it appears to be a snake vertebrae. You can see really clear, and like here, if you can see it, I'm showing this thing right. No, let me show that a little better. I can't see, there's such a glare. Anyway, but you know, here's the vertebrae here, a long one, all the way around here, and over here it looks like possible rib bone, rib bone, rib bone, rib bone, and I can't tell, and then you can tell some of the features here have been broken off over time. You got to consider this rock has rolled, this fossil has rolled down the creek. But I thought that snake was really a neat thing, and so, you know, between the two of them, you know, sometimes creeks are very interesting. Even a dry creek has a lot of rock and stuff in it. And one of these times, me and Luann is going to go ahead and take a walk up the creek, or walk down the creek to the other, where the creek goes to this little, I call it Crazy Cluckers Creek, but anyway, it goes to a regular full-time creek. And we're going to walk down there. I found an arrowhead point down there. So anyway, that was all. It was just a little short one. I just wanted to show you this stuff. I thought it was interesting, and as part of the farm on Crazy Clucker's Farm, you never know what you just might find here. So that's all. Talk to you all later. Gary out.